Hi there. I'd like to share with you some pressure points that you can manipulate to help with your sinus pain, pressure, and congestion. First, I'd like to add that sometimes those sinus issues can come about from the foods that you eat. Dairy is a big culprit. Also, products made with refined sugars. So you may want to analyze that a bit and see what's going on, especially if you have sinus issues constantly. However, sometimes these issues come about because of allergies or colds, flus. So let me show those to you. The first one is right here at the end and sides of your nose. Now with pressure points, you're going to feel a little divot or indentation. So right there, just feel that little indentation, and you can just use your index tip fingers. If you want to use your middle finger, you can use that, whatever feels right, and you just can press and circle. If making the circles doesn't feel comfortable, you can just press in and then release and press and release. And you can do that for about a minute or so. The next one I want to show you is right here below your cheekbones. Think about the middle of your eyes, come down to the cheekbones, and then right below the cheekbone, once again, you're going to feel a little divot. So you press in there. You can press and release, press and release, or you can press and circle, press and circle. I like to press and circle on this one and push up a little bit right there on the cheekbone, and it seems to help me get the right spot. So there's one, and you could do that for about a minute. The next set of points are right here above the bridge of your nose and right before the forehead starts, and also right here at the tips of the eyebrows. So once again, you will feel a divot, and you just, with this one I like to press up a bit because I'm pressing up into that where your forehead starts. So press. I like to put my thumbs on my cheeks to just hold my hands in place and press in and release. On this one, I don't usually circle. It doesn't lend itself well to that. So with this one, I just press and release and press and release. You can do that for about a minute. If a minute seems too long for you, maybe about 30 seconds. The next one I want to show you is actually on the neck. So I like to take my index finger and my middle finger. I place them right there on the base of the skull behind the ears. And then I move down at an angle onto the neck and inward a bit, and it'll just dip right down into a divot. So it dips right down, and that's where I have my middle finger, and my index finger is there just to support the middle finger, pressing and circling, pressing and circling. A lot of times, especially after you do the first 3 points I showed you and you get to this point, you'll start feeling some drainage down the back of the throat. I am as well. And it's funny because I don't really have a lot of sinus pressure or pain or congestion right now, but it will still really promote that drainage down into the throat from the sinuses. So just press and circle, press and circle. This one's a really good one. If you didn't want to do those 3 on the face and you just wanted to do one really quickly, I actually would do this one. This one's really good. All right. The next one I want to show you is on the nose, both sides. We're going to do one side at a time. Just take your finger right there where your nose dips in a bit, right there where it's nice and soft, and you just press and circle, and it's going to look funny as I'm demonstrating it to you, and I'm going to sound funny because I'm talking through my nose. So press and circle, press and circle, and you can do this one for about 30 seconds. And that's going to really create a lot of moisture. You might need a tissue, just might need to sniff. And then let's do the other side. So on the other side, press and circle. And if you've got long nails, you might want to find the finger that has the shortest nail. I'm going to use my middle finger on this side. So press and circle, press and circle. And you can do all of these longer than what I'm demonstrating. The next one I want to show you is it's on the arm. And this one's really for any sort of congestion, chest congestion, throat congestion, and of course nasal and head congestion. So it's right here, the crease of the arm, at the top, thumb side, okay? And instead of us finding an exact point, we're just going to use our fist and just knock right there. Knock right there. It's kind of the top of the arm, and you just knock, and that's good for breaking up some congestion. This is definitely like the light switch, which we say is what's going on with a lot of these pressure points. This is the light switch that will then turn on the light or affect a different area of the body. And a lot of the pressure points work in that fashion. And we want to do both sides. So once again, on the thumb side, crease of the arm, top of the arm, and just knock right there. All right. The last one I want to show you is right here in the webbing of the hand, all right, between the thumb and the index finger, and right at the point of the V shape, let's say, you just press right there and press and circle. This is another one where you push towards that bone as you press and circle in that V, the point of the V, I should say. This point a lot of times is called the Tylenol point because it is good for pain. So you might be experiencing pain with your sinus pressure and congestion, and then also this point would be good for pain in the body, and especially neck and head. And so you press and circle here. If you don't want to circle, you can just press in and release, press in and release. So there's different ways you can manipulate these pressure points. Let's do the other side once again, between the thumb and the index finger in the webbing at the point where the V comes together. Press and circle, press up against, I should say, the bone. Press up against the bone and around. All right. Now, those were all of the pressure points. The last thing I want to share with you is a healing sound. Healing sounds are based on vibration because sound is vibration. And there are lots of healing sounds that we use in Qigong for different parts of the body. There's a healing sound for the liver. There's a healing sound for the lungs, just to use those as examples. This is going to be a healing sound that you're going to feel the vibration here in the sinus area, okay? And it's the N sound, N as in nose. So you inhale And then when you exhale, you make the in sound. Breathe in and make the in sound. We'll do one more. And by the way, if you are seriously congested, then of course you're going to need to inhale through the mouth. Just do the best you can. So breathe in sound. Okay. And those are your 7 pressure points and your healing sound for sinus congestion, pain, pressure relief. Feel good, my chief friend. Bye-bye.